Good morning and welcome to a cold and rainy Birmingham, England. Today's cup of tea is brought to you courtesy of Chuck Norris, Invasion USA. Talking of USA, you saw the tool haul video I had the other day and there was a couple of interesting sockets in that. The first one is get the glasses up, made in USA, 7/8 snap-on with a letter date stamp G. So that's 1945. I'm not a collector of sockets, so you know it's fascinating to me though that this is actually even over here. The second one was a Craftsman, and it had the letters BE. So I've done some research onto that, and that means New Britain, and that's dated 32 to 36. So that's an old one. And then the other American, there was another couple of American things there. It was Apco Mossburg, Attleboro, Massachusetts, USA. That little extension there, look. So a few American things turned up. It's been an interesting weekend. I went out for a drink on Friday and I was walking to this new bar, which is a Brazilian stroke Portuguese bar, restaurant, stroke shop, stroke butcher shop. Some random bloke came up and punched me on the chin. Don't know why. I told him he'd better get into shape if that's all he'd got, and he had one back and ran off. Quite a bizarre situation. The missus is getting ready to go to Spain next week. She's been away all week on residential. I've been sorting out all the tools in here that I had, and I've decided just to do a bit of a clean up today. So I'm going to do up these two British made wrenches and this tiny one. I'm just going to polish them up, and this scruffy old screwdriver, plastic handle, blue, that's why I'm doing it. It has got USA on it there. I don't know, can't exactly see what it says, but I want to just clean that up and see how it goes. Let me have my cup of tea first then, and then we'll begin. The first thing I want to do is just take them apart, and there's only 3 or 4 parts in these. There's probably a little bit of a spring down there, and all you do, screw it all the way to the bottom, that slides out, and then you can see it says, upside down, British made, and it's got steel there, just to let us know it's steel. No other markings on it as far as I can see. That then slides out, and there's the washer on the bottom. Quite simple. So there's 3 parts. There's the body. Once again, it's got steel there. No other markings at all. Quite rough inside, as you can see. Rust. What looks like some spider eggs or whatever, I don't know. But that's the one. And it's exactly the same. This is virtually the same. Slightly different stampings. It has got a bit more wear to it, and it is a little bit tougher to undo. But you think about it, after all these years, how old are these spanners? 50, 60 years old. Still turning pretty well, you know. Still got some use in them. They should be used. You know, they shouldn't be just for display. It's got British made there. Slightly different stamping. No other marks as far as I can see on that one. And that, once again, slides out. Slightly different setup. Oh, that's got a washer and a spring. And that's slightly different setup. You can see the 2 differences there. That one has a little bit more body to it, and that one goes straight up there. So, interesting manufacture. And we've got this little dinky one, this tiny one. No markings at all on that as far as I can see. Tell a lie, there is something there. It's got a number there. Can't work it out, but we'll have a look at that in a second. So you do that exactly the same on the miniature as you do on the full size. This is only 4 inches long. So we just do the same sort of thing. Engineered probably exactly the same way. They've got a great industrial look to them, these spanners. They really have. Finer thread, obviously. It's getting tight. But once again, after all these years, it's still pretty smooth, considering. There you go. Exactly the same, mate. Well, slightly bent. We might have to do something with that. Once again, that pops out exactly the same. And that's got more of a look to that, hasn't it, really? So I wonder if that's a King Dick or something. But lay it down and we'll give it a good clean up. Give all 3 of them a good clean up, in fact. Don't forget, if you like the videos or you're just interested in spanners or anything else, like, subscribe, tell your friends. Above all, comment. I'm always interested in learning some stuff, especially about these two sockets, and especially about this. I don't know what I'm going to do with it yet. It doesn't really fit into any of my collections, really. I don't collect sockets, so they'll probably be on sale on eBay or whatever. See if I can recoup some of the money back. I'll see you in a minute. So a couple of things before I carry on. I've changed the wheel on my wire wheel. This one was going too slow, obviously, because of the the radius, etc. So I put a brand new one on, and it's, to be fair, it's working absolute treat. So totally different. So I've wire wheeled this, as you can see, good steel, but you can see there, look, where people have battered it with a hammer. So I'm going to try and get a little bit of that out with the sander. I've got to clean the inside with my trusty brushes, Amazon. Other makes are available. There's a little bit of pitting on the bottom there, but I'm going to give it a little bit of a polish, and that'll come up really nice, I reckon. There's the upper jaw. That's as clean as about I want it. British made, and that's looking good. I've took the burrs off there and around the edges. I've slightly flattened the jaw out, but apart from that, not done much. That'll be usable once I've finished. So let me crack on. Right, let's see where we are. We've got this one cleaned, and I'm going to do a little polish. I've also sanded down most of the places where they've been battered with a hammer. That can go back together, and that'll be nice and smooth. This one, I've got to clean the inside yet, but that's come up nice. It's a different, totally different sort of steel. Totally different to me. This has come up as like a dull finish, but I'm happy with that. I quite like it. And the little tiny weeny one was indeed a King Dick. And it's got a serial number on there. It says serial number 76550. Whether that's Army or what, I don't know. But there's no crow's foot, as there usually is. I've straightened out the thread. That was the reason it was difficult to get it out, because it was bent, but that now slides in and out quite nicely. It's got an interesting little machine stop there, if you can see that, which stops it going fully closed. Never seen that before, but there you go. So that's come up all right. Nice little dinky spanner. I've cleaned the washers and the springs with vinegar and a wire brush, so I'm just going to put them back together. Well, let's get them back together. Now, it can be a little bit awkward sometimes, but I'm going to say the word. Simply slide that in there. Grab the spanner, grab the knurled nut and wheel and the washer. Pop it into there like so, so it all lines up. Just like that. And start screwing. Now, I put grease on the running parts, i.e. the parts that are making contact. That includes the threads. And what I'll do when it's set up, I will put wax on. Now that's running a lot freer than it was. And that goes, it doesn't go all the way down for some reason, but I guess over the years, you know. But that's running nice and smooth. I like that. That can be used again now, and that's what to me it's all about. So I'll wax it, and that's number one done. It looks a bit better than it did. I think you'll agree, but we'll see. So you take the spring, you take the washer, you take another knurled nut, set it into the little recess like so. The washer was on the bottom. Pop that in, squeeze it down a little bit. Yep, that's quite tight. And take the other bit, the upper jaw. Once again, all the contact surfaces have been greased. And that is nice and smooth. Oh yeah, man, that is really good, because that was quite tough to come out, that was. And that, once again, doesn't go all the way down to the bottom. Whether it's designed like that, I don't know. The rest of the ones I've got do go down to the bottom. I might have to investigate that further. But it's nice and smooth, and that's running an absolute treat. I like that. So there's number two done. And now this is going to be the fiddly one, isn't it? This is the little tiny miniature King Dick, which now does run true up and down. Get the washer, get the spring. Now this is going to be fiddly as anything. This is tiny. Actually, not as bad as I thought, he says. And once again, that's running now nice and smooth. Look at that. Once again, that can be used for nice little jobs. Keep that in the workshop, I think. And it's got a machine stop, so that doesn't go all the way down. So I know the reason for that. So once again, I'll wax that. And there we have them. 3 spanners that were rusty, that were not usable. In fact, I took 2 dead black beetles and some spider webs out of that one. That one had a load of rust in it. This one was fairly clean, but it was bent. But I straightened that, sanded some of the wear down, and we now have 3 nice spanners. Gentlemen and ladies, thank you very much for watching. Thank you for coming into my workshop. I really appreciate all the comments and the questions, and we have a little bit of a chat. Somebody asked me about why my name on YouTube is Tony1721. My actual name is Anthony. Most people call me Ant. Some people call me Tony. And 1721 was the regiment that I was in. It was the 17th 21st Lancers, the Duke of Cambridge's own. So I just put Tony 1721 when I set the YouTube channel up. That's answered his question. Ask away. I'm an open book. So yeah, thanks for coming back to my workshop, and I'll see you again soon. Have a great what's left of the weekend.